American Hammers Radio. This is episode 16 with your host Tex of the Fresno Irons, and joined as always as the curly-headed legend himself of DC. Ladies, watch out. The Zach Attack is in the house. Zach, how have you been?
I've been good. I actually got to sleep in this weekend, which is a very rare feat for me here in my house, because normally I'm up at the crack of the ass and I'm doing stuff. I'm taking photos, I'm listing, I'm doing laundry, and it just goes on and on and on. And this weekend I actually got to sleep in. And it felt nice for once to wake up at 10 in the morning and not have to go, oh crap, I'm late, and rush downstairs, bathwater and all, to turn on the game. But no, got to wake up at 10 and go, oh wait, I can actually have a leisurely morning for once.
I'm just going to say this, and I mean this with all due respect, Zach, but fuck you, man, because you don't know what it's like to be a West Coast West Ham fan and have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. like the Fresno Irons will have to do this Saturday as we take on Tottenham. And I'm telling you right now, Zach, I envy you guys, and it cracks me up when I see social media posts from the New York Hammers or the DC Irons or the Boston Hammers or even the groups out of Florida, and they sit there and they say, oh, guys, get down here. It's going to be an early one. Like it's 7:30. That's not that early for us out here. That's the normal start time.
Hang on. You've never gotten up at 2:30 in the morning to watch Australian rules football, so shut up.
Well, considering Australian rules football is not something I'm interested in, yes, you are correct. So, obviously, we have a massive London derby this week. We take on the Spuds, Tottenham. What do we think of Tottenham? Shit. What do we think of shit? Tottenham. And that's who we have this week. And sure as no, even if we weren't going to play well, we're always going to be up for this game. But wouldn't you know it, the savvy Spuds gave us some interesting foot for fodder. I think I jacked that up. For fodder. And Mauricio Pochettino, the most successful manager in Tottenham's history, was fired yesterday, or was it 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
He was fired yesterday. They announced this morning they have brought in the special one, Jose Mourinho. And I will not call you Jose. You are always going to be Jose to me, because that's how it's pronounced. So Jose Mourinho, the former Man United GOAT, and I mean GOAT in the bad, not the good sense, is now going to be leading Spurs into the London Stadium, where the last time he was there, West Ham beat them 3-1 when he was riding the ship, or at least attempting to ride the ship, for Manchester United. So I bring all this up because I know we are the American Hammers Network, and we are West Ham through and through. We bleed claret and blue. That rhymes. Write it down. I just want to ask you this question. What was your reaction when you heard Mauricio Pochettino is out?
Shock. Legitimate shock. I couldn't believe it, considering the fact that they are in the Champions League and they're doing fairly well. They're doing decently. They have 2 wins against Red Star Belgrade, which isn't saying much. But they're still in the Champions League, which is of note, which is important because they want to be a Champions League side. Last year they lost the Champions League to Liverpool in fantastic fashion. But it's a bit of a shock to me. And the recent forms is a bit of a shock to me, too. Their last win, there was not in any international competition, was against Southampton. And that was a 2-1 win in round 7. So it's not saying a whole lot when your last win was the 28th of September, and the only 2 other wins you have are against Red Star Belgrade. It's pathetic. And going into the bye week, they were saying that this is a make or break game for him. If he wins, he stays. If he loses, he's gone. And to pick up your foot and say, you're done, get out, get pack your shit, you're gone, is shocking to me, considering that the game's not even being played. To me, they're writing this off as a lost season, and they are going to try to rebuild and draft. But oh wait, no, you can't draft. They're going to try to sign better players come January, and hopefully hit to the top of the table. But I don't see that happening, to be quite honest. I honestly see Mourinho just trying to sit. He's trying to save this Titanic with a pail. Just dumping water off the main deck after the dining hall, and it's going nowhere because the ship is too far sunk.
I'm going to tell you right now, Zach, there's something shady going on in North London at that stadium and with that team, because let's think about this for 1 minute. They build this brand new shiny stadium that, in all honesty, as much as it pisses all West Ham fans off, I mean, they did it right. They built a beautiful ground to host their team, and they're proud of it. But when you really look at it here, Pochettino is a big part of the reason that even happened, number one. Number two, they were in the Champions League final last year, the final against Liverpool. And when you look at this situation, I'm telling you right now, whatever's going on, they're starting to implode, because Mauricio Pochettino, more than any other manager probably in the Premier League, I think you can agree with this, he's earned the right to have a bad year.
Yeah,
he's earned it. He's put in enough equity in the bank with that team to have a bad year. And to sit there and go, they haven't really made big-time splash signings to help the team out. So the board, in my opinion, especially the last 2 years, really hasn't backed him. No. They really haven't given him the players he needs to move into that next echelon. He has always overachieved with Tottenham. He's always put out a team every week that's very good. The only thing I don't like about him is the motherfucker can't wear a tie when he plays West Ham United. So screw you, Poch, for that. But I look at this situation, man, and there's something really shady going on. I mean, my reaction when I heard it was I'm not gonna lie, I laughed and I said, fucking Tottenham. Like, that's what I said, because really, when you look at this situation for Tottenham Hotspur, you downgraded. You gave up Pochettino, who is arguably the best manager in the Premier League, you know, maybe with the exception of Klopp and, you know, the guy that thinks he knows how many hairs are on his each of his players' heads in Man City's Pep Guardiola. So, you know, when you look at it, you downgraded. You brought in Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho has self-admitted multiple times he is living off what he's done in the past.
Yes.
And he has admitted that when he goes, put respect on my name. I've done this. I've done that. When you're constantly having to tell everybody what you've done, that means because you can't do it anymore. So you bring in Jose Mourinho. You're looking at this situation, and I'm honestly laughing. And now this brings up this question. West Ham are having managerial issues of our own. Mauricio Pochettino has just been axed from Tottenham Hotspur. It would be a totally brilliant move if West Ham end up parting ways with Pellegrini and bringing in Pochettino. You want to talk about a rivalry that would ignite even more? That'd be throwing napalm on the fire there, buddy. Napalm on the fire. So my question is to you, Zach. Would you take Mauricio Pochettino at West Ham United?
No, I would not. The board has backed Pellegrini. I am backing Pellegrini. I still think Pellegrini is the best man for this job. And he's going to be the best. He's going to be the best thing to happen to us, but we need to get through the rough, choppy seas that we're in. I don't think Pochettino, based off of what fans have been saying about him since he's been fired, would be welcomed at West Ham. He would just be shunned. We would laugh at our board, and we would be throwing coins at our board again. It would not be a good time.
I have to respectfully disagree and say I think you're crazy, because I would take Mauricio Pochettino in a heartbeat. That guy has done more with less than any other manager that I'm aware of in the Premier League.
Ranieri.
Oh, yeah. You can't. That's the exception that proves the rule. There's a reason he got axed 2 years later. So I really look at this situation. I'm telling you the truth, Zach. If he's available and we need a manager and he wants to come, you take him. And the reason you take him is because Mauricio Pochettino, I think West Ham fans would back the move. And I think they would, because it would be a giant middle finger to everybody in North London and the Spuds. It would be a massive coup for West Ham United to bring in one of their own, is now at our club, and now he's going to turn our club into the team that perennial beats you every year. So what I am shocked about to hear you say is that you wouldn't take him. Now, I do agree with you. I am backing Pellegrini. I think Pellegrini is in a very shit run right now, but I think he can change everything if he beats Tottenham. Massive win for West Ham United. He can change the whole mentality and the feel around the club if they pull off that win. But that's not going to save his job if he just beats Tottenham. We have to start seeing more consistent play, which I think you would agree with. We have to start being better week in, week out. We have played like absolute dog shit for the last 6 weeks. We have not been good. We have been incredibly poor. I don't think you chalk it up to the fact that Lucas Fabianski is out, but I think that is a contributing factor. So really, when it comes down to it, I'm asking this now. You say that you would not take Poch. I say I would. Here's the real question, though. Would Poch take West Ham United? Do you think that he would come to us?
I mean, if we backed up a Brinks truck to his house, sure, I think that he would come. But at the same time, I don't see it. I don't see the board going, "Hey, we're going to back up a Brinks truck to your house and give you everything and anything you ever wanted, including your use of your own private plane on the Gold's airline." Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I'm going to have to tell you the truth. I don't see it happening for a totally different reason. I think Mauricio Pochettino has never been about the money. I don't think that ever has really been something that's been on his day. If he was about the money, he'd have been out at Spurs 3 years ago.
Yep.
But I don't think he's ever been about the money. But I do think that him getting fired, this is the message it sends to Pochettino. I'm sick of dealing with these clubs that are going to be penny pinching and going to be not backing me, not supporting me, not giving me the things that I need to take the club to the next level. So he would look at West Ham United and go, this is the same situation I was in at Spurs. Why the hell am I going to take that job? I think he knows, and he's going to sit there. He's kind of like somebody that just made $1 million and, $1 billion, wants to buy a private island and lay on the beach, drink out of a coconut, have beautiful women rub oil all over his chest. That's what I think he's looking for at his next club. He's going to go to a club that has a massive ability to go compete financially for any player they want. So you can pretty much narrow down who those teams are, and West Ham United are not one of them.
Inter Miami.
I highly doubt that, but if he does take Inter Miami, that would be hilarious. But I don't think that's happening. But I'm telling you right now, Zach, I think Pochettino is going to sit there and go, I know what I'm worth, and I'm not going to go to a club like West Ham where I'm going to be in the same situation I was at Spurs, and I'm not going to get the support I need to take the team to the next level.
Well, I agree with you there that there's only a handful of clubs in the entire world that can literally buy any player that they want. Barcelona, Madrid, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, and that's really it. I mean, occasionally Inter Milan, AC Milan, they can pull off a big coup or something, but it's not, when people don't shell out hundreds of millions of euros for players anymore. It's not like it was back in the 1990s when moving George Weah wasn't even a 9-figure move. It was barely a 7-figure move, if I remember correctly. But it's not it takes a lot of money to move some of these big key name players around, and he wants to be managing them. And I just say, Bayern Munich, I know they're looking at trying to find a manager. He may be looked at by Bayern to fill that gap because they've been sputtering, kind of like Tottenham right now.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you forgot 3 massive teams that have proven time and time again they get what they want. That's Manchester United, Man City, and Chelsea. All 3 of those
out of England.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I think you're wrong on a couple of things. I think Pochettino, I think we agree that he's going to go somewhere where he's got financial backing. But when you're talking about clubs that absolutely can get anybody they want, I don't know if I'd put Bayern Munich in that league. Bayern Munich, yes, they dominate the Bundesliga, but when they get into a bidding war with Manchester United, any of the English clubs, they tend to lose that one PSG, kind of the same thing. And it's because players want that challenge. Barcelona and Real Madrid, they stand on their own. We know what they are. But really, like when I look at this situation, man, I just don't understand the move from Tottenham. I don't get it. I think any West Ham fan will be happy to have him. I don't think he would come. And so that's going to bring us into this part because West Ham United now are going to face Mauricio Pochettino-less. I probably didn't do that right, but a Mauricio Pochettino-less team. Now a Jose Mourinho side, which means I don't know how much he can get done in 4 days with the team, but traditionally his teams are very organized in the back. So how big is this game now for Manuel Pellegrini, our own manager? How big is it for him?
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to, if he wins, it's going to turn the tide. The tide has been against him. He's been coming up, he's in one of those little fishing boats, and he's facing a 100-foot storm surge every loss. And each time it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If he wins, the storm's going to settle, and he's going to be fishing on calm waters again, and everyone's going to breathe because we beat a rival, and we proven to the world that we can win, and we know how to win. But if he loses, those 100-foot storm surge waves are going to be 200-foot tsunami waves, and it's going to destroy everything and anything. And he's going to need to prove to West Ham that to the board, to the players, to the team, to the fans, that he's the best man for the job. And so this is probably his make-or-break moment.
I'm going to tell you right now, Zach, I couldn't agree with you more. I have one thing to say. If he loses this game, I think he's out because if Mauricio Pochettino just got let go at Tottenham, Manuel Pellegrini does not have the clout with West Ham United to sit there and say he should still go on another game. If he gets browbeat by a brand new manager who's had 4 days with his team, I mean, there's no excuse at this point. This has now become a must-win game for West Ham United because you're playing a team that has a brand new manager that you could make the argument doesn't know his players yet, even though we know Mourinho's always got tabs on guys and he's going to be aware of who does what well. But this team hasn't had time to buy into Mourinho. So we have to win this game. If Pellegrini loses this game, I'm telling you right now, I think he's out.
Yeah.
And I think he's out because I think West Ham United are going to, they're going to get their hopes up and go, if we kick him out now, we have a shot to go get Pochettino, even though I don't think it's going to happen either way. But I could see the board going, well, we have to try, and they have to at least attempt it. So I clearly think this is a massive game for Pellegrini. I think his West Ham career rides on this game. I really firmly believe that. So knowing that we both have an agreement on the severity of this game for Manuel Pellegrini's coaching or managerial future at the London Stadium, what do you expect to see in this game? What do you expect from West Ham United?
I expect to see, on the other side of the ball, I expect to see completely disorganized Tottenham. Mourinho's probably not going to try to set up a system that works in the next few 2 days probably of training. And it's probably not going to work well. And it's going to be, they're going to be making passes to guys who should be ahead, but they're behind because they're not playing in the new system. And half the team's going to be on it, half the team's not, and it's going to be a gigantic mess. And so West Ham needs to capitalize on those missed passes, on those missed chances, and turn around and go the other way. And if we do go the other way, we're going to have a legitimate chance to score because Lloris is out for the year. And so I honestly see us, if we can be organized and pounce on those balls, we can win. We can do this.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I expect to see. I expect to see heart and passion, and I expect the team to come out and play. And determining on how the team plays in this game will tell me if they're still backing Pellegrini in the locker room or if they're not. Because I think West Ham United, regardless, is going to be up for this game. But if they play and they're playing in that formation that Pellegrini set us up in, and they constantly are doing what Pellegrini's asking, which we know when there's disorganization happening, that's because the players are fighting the system. But if they're playing inside the system and they're going out there and they're doing well, I expect to see West Ham United win this game convincingly. I really honestly do. I think it's a situation where West Ham are clearly the better side right now. I think even though as poor a form we've been in, Tottenham haven't been much better all year. So I think it's a situation where we have got to find a way to right the ship. And the way that the team plays is going to tell me if Pellegrini should stay or not. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. So we said what we expect to see. Now I'm going to ask you this. What do you want to, like, what do you think will actually happen? Not what you want. We have our expectations, but what do you think will actually happen? Do you think your expectation will be upheld, or do you think it will be something far worse?
I think there's going to be a little bit of them trying to pounce on loose balls and miss passes and try to go the other way and create 2-on-1s, 3-on-2, stuff like that. But at the same time, because of the fact that we've been in such poor form, I could see us continuing in our poor form unless we make a change of goalkeeper and Roberto is out. There was talk last week that Roberto would be gone and done with. But because of the fact and bringing in whoever the backup is to Roberto. But
David Martin.
Yeah, him. But because of the fact that I've not heard anything else about that at all. So I don't know if that was just last week talk, not this week talk. But if that happens, I could see us having a new, fresh West Ham team that's maybe excited to play and may go out and just be like, yeah, we want to win. We want to win, damn it. I miss winning.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
To be quite honest, if I'm Pellegrini, I am putting the camera in front of them and saying, if you win, we get a pizza party. Or something like that.
That works in my classroom sometimes.
See, thank you.
Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I expect to see the team play with heart and passion. Why I expect that, considering we haven't seen that in the last 6 weeks pretty much, I don't know. So as much as it pains me to say this, I expect the team to come out and be flat. And the reason why is because there's too many things going on right now at the club. There's too many instabilities. I think the players are starting to wonder if Pellegrini knows what the hell he's doing. And I think a lot of fans are. And I wonder if Pellegrini looks in the mirror and goes, do I still have it? Because this is a very interesting situation right now. I expect to see the team come out. I expect to see them come out and play with passion, but I wouldn't be shocked if they come out flat. And somebody on that team is going to have to light the torch and pull the sticks at everybody's ass. And, I'm hoping that can be Mark Noble. I really am. But even Mark his form is slumped as well. So that brings us to, the big moment. What is your match prediction here? What do you expect the score to be come the final whistle on Saturday against Tottenham?
1-0 West Ham.
That is a very conservative prediction. I think it's very good. I am going to agree with you, Zach. Don't be mad at me. But I'm going 1-0 West Ham United. I think West Ham will do enough to get the win. I think it will be ugly. It will definitely be an ugly win. But I think they'll find a way. I think that they'll play with the spirit and passion of the Claret and Blue Army, and they'll come out there and we'll see some guys put in some shifts that were sorely needed, and we might even see it's gonna, what it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those goals that bounces around the box to somebody's feet, just like it did 2 years ago to Lanzini's foot when he smashed it home and we beat him at the London Stadium. So knowing that and knowing I can't pick Lanzini to score, who is your goal scorer in this game?
Yarmolenko. I think that he is going to be excited and about playing internationally for Ukraine. Ukraine doing well, getting an apple for Ukraine this past weekend. And he's going to be like, yeah, Ukraine forever. Yeah. Where's my vodka? And he's going to score very late in the game. It's going to be a 90th plus game.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Diop is going to get the goal on a set piece header. And I think that's how West Ham win this game is Diop's going to get on the end of one, whether it's with his foot, his head, his shoulder, who fucking knows, but he's going to get something on the ball. He's going to put it in the net. I think he's been playing poor. I think he's going to light the fire under his ass. Last year against Tottenham at their house, he had a phenomenal game. He had that breakaway where we thought he was going to score, but what happens when a defender's on a breakaway? You're not the best finisher. That's why you're playing in the back end of the team. So I've got Diop getting the goal. You've got Yarmolenko. Who's your man of the match?
I think it's going to be Rice. I think Rice is due to have a great game. He's had a string of bad luck lately. and I think that he's going to show his defensive prowess and show why he's worth however much Manchester United thinks they're going to try and get him for.
I like that pick, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I think the clear-cut man of the match is the guy that's been putting in shifts the last 3 games, and that's Robert Snodgrass. Robert Snodgrass is the guy. He's the only guy that I can constantly say is going to go out there and he's going to put in a shift. He's the only guy that's been consistent on the team the last 3 weeks. He's got 2 goals in 3 games. I love the way Snodgrass plays. I love his heart, his passion. I know that he is not the kind of player that we need to have on the pitch if we want to extend to the next level. I get it. But I'll tell you right now, he may not be what West Ham want right now, but he's definitely what West Ham need. And that's why I like him to get man of the match. So that brings us to my favorite part of the show as we get ready to wrap up here. Yellow and red card time. Zach, who's your yellow card for?
It is to Gabby. We've talked a lot about her on this show when she was doing the whole Maxim thing. So let me tell you a story. So there's an event called Emo Night Brooklyn. It travels around the country. Look it up if you're into emo music, like mid 2000s or early 2000s stuff. Go look it up. It's funny. It's a fun time. Anyway, so there was one in August in DC. I couldn't attend because of family-related issues. But there was one in November, and she said, let's go. So I said, okay, great. Early in November, she tells me she can't because she's working until the end to close on Friday, which would be too late. And on Tuesday, what does she text me? She texts me and says, I just got to change my schedule. I'm off Friday. I'm going. I was at the gym when I got that. My heart rate shot up 20 points. And I was like, holy shit.
Well, congratulations on that. I don't know if I'd give her a yellow card, maybe a rose, maybe a early dinner. I don't know.
Scared the shit out of me. I was not expecting that text, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So that's
exactly.
Friday.
We got to work on your confidence. You should always expect the best, Zach. Always expect the best. It's what a true West Ham fan does. So then when you're let down, it hurts even worse. So I'm going to tell you the truth. My yellow card goes to West Ham United fans. I'm cautioning you guys. I'm giving you the card. Stop with this Pellegrini out, Pochettino in business. Let's be realistic about the situation. Yes, it would be awesome to have Pochettino at West Ham United just to shove it in Spurs' face. It would be beautiful. But Pochettino doesn't want to come to West Ham. And I'm not sold that Pellegrini isn't the right guy. It's been a shit run for 6 weeks, but let's give the man a chance to turn it around. So I caution West Ham United fans, but I will also admit, Zach, that if we lose this game to Tottenham convincingly, like 2 or 3-0, Pellegrini has to go. And I think there's no question about that. So I will kind of play both sides there. I'm going to pull a Zach attack and play both sides. So here we go. It's time for a red card. Who is your red card for?
So there's a story to this. So I'm giving a red card to an eBay buyer. As you all know, I'm an eBay seller. I have a Sri Lankan cricket jersey from the 1999 Cricket World Cup up. I got an interested buyer from Sri Lanka. He made me an offer through messages. I accepted that offer. For a month, we were back and forth trying to get him to pay. And he wouldn't pay. And then he asked, and he was just holding the whole thing up. And then he finally said, because there's a little mark on the top left-hand side of it, he said, can you do anything about that mark? And I said, or can you do anything about the shipping cost too? I'm like, I don't set shipping price. I'm like, no, hell no. So I blocked the guy. I wake up this morning. What do I get on my Facebook alerts? Attempted login from a Chromebook user in Sri Lanka. I've never been to Sri Lanka. Why the hell is he trying to hack my Facebook? Honestly. He gets my red card for being a dick and being a bad eBayer.
Well, I am very sorry about that, but my red card goes to Tottenham Hotspur. What the fuck are you doing letting go of your most successful manager of all time? You are such shit. You will continue to be shit. You had your most successful period ever in your history, and you let that guy go because he's had a couple of bad months? Are you kidding? Tottenham, thank you for being shit, and thank you for continually being the toilet paper that I'm going to wipe my ass with. You get the red card because it is total dog shit that you would walk away from a guy like Mauricio Pochettino, who I don't like because he won't even wear a tie to the West Ham match. Fuck you for that, Poch. But at the end of the day, that man deserved better from you, and you couldn't do it, which is why you will forever be the stain on the bottom of West Ham United supporters' shoes. I had to get that off my chest.
Dr. Phil needs to come up with a button. You know, like these old that was easy button from Staples? He needs a Dr. Phil, what were you thinking button? I don't know the hotcakes. How many times would you be as a teacher be telling your student to do this? They don't do this. And you're like, what should you have done? I should have done this. What were you thinking? Exactly, kid.
All right, and Zach may have that for sale, that button. Zach, you should coin that and sell it on eBay. That brings us to your favorite part of the show. It's time for shameless plugs. Zach, take it away.
Christmas time is literally almost here. Yes, I am in my Jack Skellington zip-up hooded onesie because it's awesome, and B, I'm cold. But Christmas time is almost here. It is time to shop. You have friends, you have family, you have coworkers that are sports fans. I have sports stuff. I have jerseys. I have hats. I have T-shirts. I have scarves. I have bobbleheads. I have posters. I have stuff coming out the wazoo. Go shop Zach's Trunk Show. I got stuff. If I don't have what you're looking for, let me know what you're looking for, and I will try and find it for you. Message me, and I will give you a discount.
There you have it, 10% off from Zach. I set that discount, and hopefully he matches it.
That's actually what I was going with, so yes.
So I'm going to tell you this, the only shameless plug that I have to give you guys is if you find yourself in the Central Valley of California, maybe you're going to Yosemite, maybe you're just looking for some good beer. Nonetheless, come to Fresno and check out Full Circle Brewing Company, especially this Saturday at 4:30 a.m. The Fresno Irons will be loud and proud singing their songs at Full Circle Brewing Company. However, we cannot serve beer till 6 a.m., so you got to stick there at least till the 70th minute. Then we'll buy you a beer. So hopefully, if you're in town, you can come out and hang out with Fresno's finest. And as always, we thank you for listening.
Okay, so hang on, I got a question for that. You can't buy beer till 6 a.m. When do they stop? When are you allowed to stop serving?
We have to stop serving at 2 a.m.
Okay, because I know in New York City that there are late liquor laws that if you want to, you can get it, but you have to stop serving at 4 a.m. So I'm just kind of like, that seems bizarre to me. But anyways, I get why.
Well, nonetheless, thank you so much for listening to American Hammers Radio. For Tex, Tim, Lee, and the one, the only, the curly-headed legend himself, Zach, we say thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. And as always, come on, you Irons.